For some reason, my family talked about it less than everyone else around me. They were the quietest voice when it came to sexuality. Besides my faith and my friends and my family, the one thing I care about most in the world is to see women empowered to lead a fearless and healthy sexual life. It is so important to me. This episode is a lot more from my notes. So you're getting just kind of a sneak peek. I hope this is really helpful, and I will see you at the end of this video. All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Passion Connected podcast. Hey guys, we are getting real today. We are covering why I'm here and why I'm doing this. And this has been a question that has been asked of me, like, why start a podcast about healthy sexuality? Why is that important to you? And where are you going with this? And what's your story? And so I'm going to be sharing a little bit of that today. To start off, my name is Amanda Ammons. If we haven't met, I have started the Passion Connected podcast, and besides my faith and my friends and my family, the one thing I care about most in the world is to see women empowered to lead a fearless and healthy sexual life. It is so important to me. It is literally at the top of the list. As I was processing through this episode, I was thinking back through the time that I was in this significant woman study where basically you walk through your life, you walk through your history, you walk through your family, you walk through who you're surrounded by, you walk through who you love and the things that are hard for you, you walk through your passions in life, you walk through your giftings, your physical giftings, your spiritual giftings. All of this to come down to one final thing of what has God put you on this earth for, and what has He made you to do, and how has He made you to serve. And I already kind of knew at this point what I was put here for and what I'm most passionate about. And I'm sure that will expand as I grow and as I get older and as I learn more, because obviously it's already expanded so much. But it was really funny to sit in this study, and then finally we get to the end and everyone's sharing either the one, phrase or sentence of things that matter most to them and what they have a mission and a heart for. Because most of them, it was like their family or a specific part of their community they really cared about, or it was hospitality, or it was something, I don't know, just very general or generic. And it was really beautiful to see all these women come to these conclusions and find what they were made for. But it was hilarious for them to get to me. And it's like, what were you put on this earth for? And the only thing I wrote down was sex. And I had to obviously explain because, that can be really twisted and, just there's so much behind that. No, I was not made to just have sex. I was made to teach sex. I was made to teach healthy sexuality. I was made to share my story. I was made to share my passion for this. I was made to talk about it and get others to talk about it. I have so much in me that has led up to this point, that has prepared me for this. And I'm ready for it. I am so ready for it. And it was interesting to think about sharing this episode because I realized that the past 7 years of my life have done so much, have changed so much. I have gone to college now for 7 years with the entire purpose of counseling and helping heal sexuality. I have gotten married. I have had 2 kids. I have worked over my faith time and time and time again. I have had stupid near-death experiences. I have lost friends and gained friends. I've had my fair share of troubles like everyone else in the world. And I've also had an amazing life. that has delighted me more than I could imagine. My own growth over the past 7 years has inspired myself. My accomplishments have left me like, I don't even know how that happened. I don't even know how that worked out. And I know God has so much more for me in the future. And He has spoken so clearly, and He has showed me this is where you are headed. You are going to help these women. You are going to help empower them to be fearless and lead healthy sexual lives. I don't think of this as just my job here with Passion Connected or as my job as a future counselor. It's genuinely everything that I love to think about, to learn about, to research, and to teach. And here's why. As I was thinking back through my life and how this led here, because there's a lot, I really feel like I only know a few of the pieces. And I think as I keep going through and keep teaching and keep learning and keep helping, I'm going to learn more and more how I was made for this. But there are a few things that are just very obvious. So I grew up in the smack dab center of purity culture. I was raised in a Christian family who I honestly feel like had really healthy views of sexuality, but had no idea how to talk about it. The floor was open for me to ask questions as a kid, but it wasn't a common topic of conversation like it should have been. I think sex is huge. I think it is a massive, massive, massive part of life. It's a function of the body. It is pleasure unmeasurable. It is a release of stress. It is a way to praise and worship. It is connection with your significant other. It is beautiful and natural and probably one of the most wonder and awe-bringing things ever created. It's praised in culture. It's slapped in movies just so that we have a sex scene. It's used to advertise. It's both adored and abused. And for some reason, my family talked about it less than everyone else around me. They were the quietest voice when it came to sexuality. I believe that there's a point in honoring boundaries of the bedroom. I mean, I do that here. You guys get little itty bitty tiny snippets of what Caleb and I's life looks like in the bedroom, but you don't know the inside. You don't know the fun giggles and the secrets and the times we have together. But I'm not going to withhold everything from you because I can and will share for your healthy sexuality. I can and will share so that you can learn and grow like I have learned and grown. So back to the story. I'm a researcher. And so I'm one of those people who really dives a little too deep into things sometimes, but it can benefit everybody else around me. And from the moment I started dating my future husband and I knew I was going to marry him, I was asking questions about sex all the time. I would ask anyone and everyone. I would ask them how their sex life went. And I would talk about my own fears and my dreams, what I wanted from it, what I was excited for. I would talk about my pain and my shame and my hurts surrounding sex from my past. And sure, I knew a little bit from the things I had researched before, things that I shouldn't have seen and things I shouldn't have done. But when you do those kinds of things, when you're in the world of sex, but you don't really want to be, or you don't really feel comfortable there, you don't really learn. You don't really know fully, I think, what you're doing because your heart and your soul is not aligned with those things. And so I feel like I was in a world that I wasn't really connected with. So when I actually started getting truly excited about sex with my husband and started really wanting this to go well, I realized I know practically nothing. I feel like I've done some things and I've looked up some things and I've seen some things, but I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm going to do and what you actually do and how this actually works. And there's so many questions. So I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to ask people things. And I realized for the most part that I was the only one. I was the only one really talking about it anyway. I had a lot of people around me who were willing to joke about sex and who were willing to, make offhand comments about their sex life, but they never really wanted to talk about the nitty-gritty. And I think it's because they hadn't worked through their own shames and pains and everything that they were dealing with. They didn't want me to ask what form of birth control they used. They didn't want me to ask if they were scared the first time or how often they have sex, which is perfectly okay. And I feel like there's no shame in those things. And I hope that they find freedom to be able to speak about them, but they don't have to. That's their right. And it's okay that they didn't share, but I can, and I want to, and I am. Because I'm not the only one out there who has questions. I'm not the only one out there who is trying to find out what healthy sexuality really is in a world that is filled with confusing messages. I'm not the only one out there who wants to please her man and who is willing to say she wants to be pleased too. Thankfully, I'm not the only one speaking up about these things, but I'm definitely one of the few. So I plan to shout it. I plan to take my life of, frankly, unhealthy sexuality as a teen and fear and confusion. I have come from pains. I have come from shames. I have come from bad decisions and unhealthy conversation centering around sex. And you can overcome that. And I can help you get there. I'm going to learn more and more and more, and I'm going to teach more and more and more because I believe I am not the only one who can have amazing sex. Hey friends, speaking of all of those questions that I told you I asked and I felt like I didn't get answers to and I had to do all my research on my own, I am giving you all of those answers. I am giving my entire heart and soul to you in my new course, Passionate Beginnings. It comes out January 1st. I am so darn excited. I have poured so much love into this. This is for the dating, engaged, or newly married woman who really wants to start her sex life off with a healthy bang. It is going to be so good. We're going to cover everything from how to set your own emotional and spiritual and physical boundaries, how to get started, what an orgasm is, how to please your man, how to be pleased. We're going to talk about birth control. We're going to talk about communication. We're going to get in depth, the kind of stuff that I can't do here on the podcast, but the kind of stuff that you really need to start off your sex life and get it on the right path and get it healthy. So I am going to link a link in the show notes for you to go pre-order now, check it out, see what all modules are in there, and see all the bonuses and everything that is for you there. I can't wait to have you guys in this community. I love you so much, friends, and I will see you next week.